Have you been thinking about making the move to Avondale, Arizona, and you want to know what exactly it's like living here? Well, in today's video, I am driving around touring some of the major portions of Avondale. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and keep on watching. Welcome back to Phoenix Living. I'm Nicole Baker. Today we're going over exactly that. But before we get started, you know the drill. I have to let you guys know I'm a licensed realtor here in this beautiful state. So if you've been thinking about relocating, go ahead and reach out. My number and email are popping up. I would love to chat with you. If you're not quite ready to reach out yet, no problem. Go ahead and subscribe. I post videos every Monday and Thursday all about the Phoenix area and what you need to know about relocation. Today is just one of the many parts of the, I would say, probably going to be close to a 5-part series about Avondale. If you haven't watched my channel before, I would say after this video, go back and watch part 1, which is going to be the pros and cons of living in Avondale. The next part is the map tour of living in Avondale, where I kind of break down the map and I'm going over exactly the places that I talked about in that video in today's video, and actually driving and showing you guys the street view of what that looks like. And then after today's video, it's going to be 2 more parts because Avondale is a pretty large area. So we're covering it all in this channel. So go ahead and subscribe, but let's get started in today's video. All right, guys. Getting right into today's video, we're driving around and we're in our first shopping center. This is going to be one of the, so before I get started and all that, I guess as I'm driving around here and you guys are looking at the different stores and options that Avondale has to offer, I'll tell you exactly where we are in Avondale. Right now we are in the north side of Avondale, so Avondale's pretty big. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be doing a couple different portions of exploring Avondale and what you can expect. This is going to be the north end of Avondale. So we're north of the I-10 is what I'm trying to say. Right here is going to be basically your first little shopping center. Big 5, Kohl's, NYPD. If you haven't watched my other video about like the actual map tour where I'm kind of even going more into detail on this, I will have that linked at the very end of this video so you guys can go back and watch it. You don't necessarily need to watch that one first, but I would highly suggest you at least watch it at some point, right? So this is, like I said, the first shopping center. There's 4 corners essentially of this community, of this little shopping area. This one is going to be the one that has Kohl's in it. A little bit more south, 1 street up from here is going to be another shopping center. So we're going to drive in those. These are going to basically be the Avondale quote unquote shopping centers that are actually part of Avondale, but literally 1 street over is going to be some more shopping, and I believe I included that little area in my Goodyear tour. If you are interested in living in this area, especially north of the 10, Goodyear is another good section to check out because it's going to be pretty much all the same amenities. So if you're liking what you're seeing, go ahead and look at that one as well. Headed over to this is a huge shopping center, and again, this is one of my main reasons for living in Avondale is I just love the access to everything that I possibly could want. I don't like driving very far. I want to be able to get where I want to go and get the food I want to get the drinks I want to get within seconds. So that's definitely a good spot, but I don't remember if I finished what I was saying about Goodyear, but go back and watch the Goodyear videos too. I have a whole series on that. There's probably 5 parts to that one as well because it is a really large area. So right here you have your Sprouts, you have a nail place, you have a battery store, which I don't know who needs necessarily a battery store, but you have an Indian food place, Wingstop, not Papa Paul's, what is that place called? Papa Murphy's, I think, right over here too. You have a little stop-in kind of Bank of America one that just has like ATMs and stuff like that. So that's over here. You also have a Bosa Donuts. Bosa Donuts is like a really good donut place, and they have boba if you guys are into that at all. Definitely suggest checking out the donuts, of course. Their donuts are very good. Granted, I'm more of a Krispy Kreme girl, but if you like those like what's the like Dunkin' Donuts kind of style, but they're way better than Dunkin' Donuts in my personal opinion, and they have really good drive-through, and they always have actual options, unlike Dunkin' Donuts. They never have donuts for whatever reason. Then you also have another little pizza restaurant right here, Rosati's. I've been there a couple times. It's pretty good. You have a hair salon. There's that Bosa Donuts right there on the left-hand side. You guys can't see it that great because of the sun, but Nectar right over here. And I think that's pretty much it for the most part over on this section of the little, you know, community area. I'm not using my descriptive words today, I'm sorry. And then you also have a car wash. There's a car wash going up on every corner. I don't know if that's how it is where you guys live currently, but let me know in the comments down below. Is that like the next best thing to invest in, is outside of housing, of course, is a car wash? I don't know. There's that NYPD on the corner. Just so I can tell you guys real quick without you guys having to go to the Goodyear videos. I'm sure if you guys like what you're seeing, you're probably going to go there anyways. But just so you know what else is in this shopping center that I'm not going to go over today, right across the street, which is technically a Goodyear zip code, is going to be a Starbucks. They have some business areas. They have an auto zone. They have like a kids daycare kind of place. I'm not sure what exactly it's called. But then on the other side, they have some different restaurants. They have a sushi place. They have Chick-fil-A, Cane's. What else is over there? Jersey Mike's. Jamba Juice is going to be opening up. McAllister's Deli, I think. They don't really have a lot of those, so I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, but it hasn't opened up quite yet. Tropical Smoothie. They have JCPenney's, Lowe's, Brass Armadillo. If you don't know what that is like, I think like a thrifting place, and they have a lot of thrifting items. I'm not like super big into thrifting, but I'm sure if you guys are, just Google Brass Armadillo. You'll love it. Even if you're not living in Avondale or Goodyear, it will be a cool place to stop in at some point, maybe when you guys are visiting and checking out the area. What else is over there? Panda Express is over there. I mean, like, all the food that I need is over there. And then also one major street down the other way, which is going to be even more into Goodyear. But again, if you're living on this north side, you're going to want to know what that is, because I frequent there quite often. So I'll tell you guys, it is Target. You have Michael's over there. You have some like pho, which is like kind of like soup, I think. And then what else is on that side? Cafe Rio. Cafe Rio is my go-to spot, of course. And that's on one end. You have McDonald's. You have Best Buy, Ulta, Five and Below. Best Buy, Bath and Body Works, Total Wine, if that's anything that you're into. I do find myself obviously going to Target a lot. There's a Starbucks over there. There's a Starbucks right here. There's a Starbucks one street down. You know, all my Starbucks girls, I have to have quick access to Starbucks. Avondale is one of those places, like, even if you're on the south side, all of this, like, it's just one of the best cities to live in if you want quick access to things. When we talk about pricing of homes and stuff like that, I'll tell you guys whenever we get into the neighborhoods, but that's another super big benefit of living in Avondale, especially the south end, which is a little bit more affordable than the north side. Headed in to the next shopping center, we have a lot more shops that you can go into. You have a Circle K over here. You have a Salad and Go. Salad and Go, I don't think those are in other states, but if you like salads, or even if you don't like salads, you'll probably love it. I'm a huge Salad and Go person. I'll probably get a Salad and Go after this video because it's about the time that I need to eat, and it's so affordable. It's like $7 for a salad. You can't go wrong with that. You have Office Max. You have Fry's. Fry's is kind of like, I think it's a Ralph's. I still have not done the research on that, but it's basically a grocery store that is one of the major grocery stores here. T-Mobile, Human Bean. The Human Bean, I haven't been there quite yet. Looks like someone got in a little fender bender right there. Human Bean is, like I said, a coffee place, but I haven't been there. I'll keep you updated if I ever do go there on whether or not it's good. You have Chase Bank, Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, In-N-Out, a car place that's like fixes your car and does oil changes. I don't remember which one that one is. You have a Dollar Tree. Did I say PetSmart, Office Max? You have, what else? Like a painting store over here, Hawaiian barbecue. There's a sandwich place, Mod Pizza, a tanning place, a barber place. You have it all. That's what I'm saying, guys. You literally have it all here. You have also a huge Walmart over here. And then also, if you're not into like going into the big ol' Walmarts, like I'm not really a fan of necessarily going into these larger Walmarts just because it's just not really my vibe, if you guys are getting what I'm saying. I am more of a neighborhood Walmart girl, and even though that's not in Avondale, it's pretty close. So if you have seen, like I said, some of my Goodyear videos, it would be in that. Did I say Mod Pizza? I meant Fired Pie, but there is a Mod Pizza close too. Verizon, water and ice place, looks like a vaping smoke shop place. If you like quick access to smoke shops, there's quite a few. I mean, I don't know if that's in every single state. Something that isn't common in every single state, I don't think, or maybe it is. When it comes to smoke shops, they're open super late. I think whenever, I don't smoke, but whenever my boyfriend and I lived in Colorado, that was one of the things that was really annoying, is they don't stay open late. And I think that's like a state law. I don't know. And then another thing is we sell any liquor that you would want in grocery stores. You do not have to go to a liquor store at all. And I don't even know if we have like liquor stores here. Again, I don't drink either, so it's hard for me to tell you guys, but I know you can get your vodka, you can get beer, you can get wine, you can get all of that in the Fry's, in the Safeway, aka Vons. All of that stuff has it. So I'm gonna keep driving around a little bit, and we're gonna head over to our first neighborhood, which is going to be Rancho Santa Fe, and it's one of the bigger, I would say huge, subdivisions here in Avondale, especially the north side. There's not a lot of neighborhoods on the north side. I would say it's bigger on the south side, but we'll head over there now. All right, guys, we are pulling into Rancho. Like I mentioned, this is a huge subdivision, and there's different types of homes in each of these little sections. So keep that in mind too. The homes in this area are probably built early 2000s, and you can find homes ranging from $350 upwards to $550, right? It just is super dependent. This first area that we're gonna go into, just right here on the right-hand side, is going to be some of the more affordable options. Also on the left-hand side here is affordable options too. There's a lot of affordable options in Rancho, which is really nice. Like I said, $350 is pretty affordable, especially being in this location. Granted, it's a little bit more rare. Anything north of the 10 and what I call the box is going to be a little bit more expensive, probably ranging closer to $450 on average, and in Goodyear maybe like closer to $550. It really is super dependent on, you know, there's little pockets, and that's why I want you guys to make sure that whenever you are searching, it's so hard for me to say like too direct in these videos, because it would be really hard for me to explain certain scenarios and like where exactly to look if you want exactly this, right? So that's why it's important for you guys to reach out, and I can show you guys on our Zoom calls exactly where to look based off of what you guys are looking for and what you're looking to spend, because obviously that's another really important thing. This entire area is super, super close to the freeway, and that is why Rancho is one of the most popular neighborhoods, I would say, in Avondale, especially if you want to be north of the 10. Granted, like I mentioned, there's not a lot of options outside of Rancho and maybe a couple other places, but I lived in Rancho Santa Fe once before, and I only live one neighborhood past this area now, but that was one of my absolute favorite things about Rancho, is that you have super quick access to the freeway. And if you already hate driving like I do, not that I hate driving, it's just like I like to get where I'm going, and then that's it, guys. Like, I'm one of those kind of people. If it's 10 minutes away, that's kind of far for me, so any way I can cut down my driving time is what I want to do. So being super close to the freeway is such a nice little perk of living here in Avondale. Right here you have a huge old park right here, and then also maybe 5 minutes away, which is still considered north of the 10 Avondale. We're not going to go in that area today, but you also have Friendship Park, which is a huge park. Lots of activities are going on in that area, and sports events and things like that. Looks like people are starting to decorate for Halloween, so that's cool. Oh, they have the little, I rarely come over here, but they have a little frisbee, golf frisbee. I hope I'm saying that right, guys. I'm going to be quiet for a minute, let you guys take in this area and take a look at some of these homes, and then I'm going to drive in the little bit more expensive area of Rancho, just so you guys can see the difference in the housing too. Also, something that's really cool about living in Rancho is they do have a lot of walking paths in this area, which I find is a little bit harder to find, you know, in homes in Arizona, just because it's not really, I mean, during the summertime, you can't really go outside and walk as much, maybe during the nighttime. So something to mention, I think that that's really cool about this neighborhood. Also, they have their own, I believe, is this a middle school? Or no, this is an elementary school. So Rancho Santa Fe Elementary School. I did not go there, but it's nice to have like quick access to that, especially if you're like a working mom or a working dad. It's a little bit easier and nicer in my opinion. I don't know, you know, the quality of that school or anything like that. If you guys are interested in schools, check out the links below. That'll give you guys a little bit of an idea on what to expect when it comes to like schooling and also crime. I know that's really important, obviously, to a lot of you guys. So check that out. Like I mentioned, this little portion of Avondale, or of Rancho Santa Fe, is going to be the homes that are a little bit bigger, which is really nice. And then also you could tell in this one, I don't believe there's any 3-car garages in that other community, where this neighborhood, which is only one street down, right? Like you have so many more 3-car garages and RV gates, which I know those are important to people. Something to keep in mind with RV gates though, as you guys are looking at homes and what you can expect, just because it has an RV gate does not mean that you can park an RV there. I know that's like so contradictive of itself, but something I have to mention because I don't want you guys to have that expectation and then it not work out that way. Literally every single house has a 3-car garage in here. I guess I just never noticed that. Look at these guys have the what is it, like the 12-foot skeleton dude. Pretty cool. They did a really good job of decorating, so that's fun. Some of these, like this bigger 2-story over here, is probably going to be a 5-bedroom, I believe. And then if you guys can see that white house right there on the right hand side, let me point to it right there. I used to live in that house, and wait, was it that house? Guys, I'm completely lying to you. It was not that house. It looks like it, and you'll understand when I drive by the house what I was doing wrong. I got a little bit mixed up. I think it's right over here now. I lived in it. It was a really cool floor plan. The thing I liked about it is the living room was a little bit separate from the bedrooms, and you could walk straight back into your bedroom, and it was really nice. And you had a formal living room, and you also had like your normal area. So this was actually the house, as you guys can see. Honest mistake, right? Honest mistake. And that was years ago that I lived in that house, but it also had a pool. If you guys are looking for pools, it's a little hard to find, especially in like the beginning price points. Of course, it's not impossible by any means, but you just want to keep it in mind, like there's a lot of different variables when it comes to whether or not you should find the house with a pool or build a pool after. Like, what are the cost differences? What can you expect with that? Because it might make more sense for you to end up building the pool after the fact, especially depending on what you guys are wanting, like within your budget. Now we're gonna go head over to one community over, which is Corte, another huge subdivision here in Avondale. There's not, like, for some reason, they just have these massive subdivisions like Rancho, Garden Lakes, Crystal Gardens, or Crystal Gardens? I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's like the smaller little mini version of it. But you have a lot of really big, well-known subdivisions here on the north end. South side, you definitely have some ones that I'm going to show you guys in, what's today? Today's Thursday. So in Monday's video, I will be showing you guys the south side more, and then showing you guys one of the other neighborhoods that I've lived in once upon a time. That is one of my favorites, Old and New Roosevelt Park. If you guys heard me talk about that in my previous video, it's a really cool spot. So I'll be talking about that in Monday's video, so make sure you're subscribed so you can see that. Also, follow me on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me, I will have my little Instagram handle at the very end of this video, so you guys can follow me there. I post more videos about just like quick little drive-throughs of these neighborhoods outside of just like my, you know, normal YouTube content. If you guys want to see a little bit extra, I know some of you guys are just like itching to get out here to Arizona, which is super cool. You'll definitely want to subscribe, or not subscribe, follow me on that platform, Instagram, or on Facebook. You guys can friend me on there too, because I'm just going to continue to be talking all about Arizona and tips and tricks and literally everything Arizona. So let's head over to Corte now. So we're pulling into Corte now. Right in front of us, if I was gonna, you know, decide to go straight instead of turning right here, you would have an EOS gym, you have Black Rock Coffee Place, which is really good, Estrella Mountain Community College, a couple different little shops, and then some even more shops just north of this that is not necessarily Avondale, I don't think, but again, literally so many shopping opportunities. You guys will not have to go very far for anything that you would want. So that's really cool. This is Corte. I haven't lived in Corte, but I live very, very close to Corte right now. And so I totally, you know, understand this neighborhood more than anything, probably. I understand a lot of the neighborhoods here north of the I-10 because I've pretty much lived in every single one of them. This floor plan right here is a really cool floor plan if you're looking for a lot of square footage, and there's a lot of those. I don't know what the floor plan's called, but there's a lot of those in Corte. There's some in Buckeye, there's some in Goodyear. Like, it's nice if you're looking for a bigger home because Arizona has options for that. Granted, is it a little bit harder to find a 4,000 square foot home? Yes, of course it is. We don't have basements here. So a lot of the times when you see those like huge square footage homes, a lot of the times like that square footage is coming from the basement area. But something to keep in mind, looks like they have a little RV gate. Still no RVs. I'm not seeing any RVs parked in here. There are neighborhoods that have RV garages. There's neighborhoods that you can park your RV in. A little bit harder to find, a little bit of a higher price point than this neighborhood right here, but not impossible. So again, we'll talk about that in our Zoom calls and go over more in detail on what to expect. Looks like you have a lot of 3-car garages as well, some 2-car garages. Another thing I like about Corte is that you have some good sized parks in here, and then also there's another elementary school. So Rancho has its elementary school, Corte has its elementary school, and then Wigwam is probably going to be the middle school that they go to in this area, which is just one more subdivision over. So you have quick access to all the schooling and all that stuff if that's important to you. You got another huge park over here, basketball courts, all new like playground equipment, which is cool. Headed over a little bit more north. Again, Corte's huge. It's another big subdivision. Right here on the left hand side is a different subdivision, but I really consider it Corte too. It depends on how you look at things. Yeah, I'm just one of those people that's like, if it's near it, it's basically considered it. Another huge park HOAs in this area are pretty affordable, Rancho and Corte. If HOA is, you know, you want to know more about that kind of stuff, I would highly suggest reaching out to me. Again, every single neighborhood is going to have a different amount for HOAs, and it's hard to tell you guys what to expect just in these videos. But of course, like communities that have community pools or communities that are gated, they're going to be a little bit more expensive. So you can expect HOAs to be a little bit more, you know, costly, because they're going to be keeping up with those kind of things for you. Let's go ahead and keep just driving. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. It really helps out my channel and gets this video pushed out to more people just like you thinking about relocating to the Phoenix Metro. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. I post videos every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m. And then at the end of this video, in just a couple seconds, I'm going to have some other videos that you should definitely check out next. One is going to be Goodyear. Learning more about Goodyear is super beneficial, especially if you like Avondale. It's a lot of the same amenities. And then also the previous videos of Avondale will be up there too. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.